So we're here today with the Tauren Solo version 1.5. We've got the black edition. So let's take a look at the unboxing of this and see what we've got inside the bag. So let's see what comes inside the packaging. So as we would expect, bag of spares, an instruction manual, and a nice little metal case. I think this will actually double as an atomizer stand as well. So you've got all the what you would expect, the information of the product and the authenticity of the product there. Scratch and sniff. Inside the bag you got 2 Allen keys, your O-rings and spares as you'd expect. And so let's open her up and see what we've got inside. And here she is. So it's a diameter of 24 millimeters at the base and 30 millimeters high. It's an 810 drip tip and a 26 millimeter if you're going to look at the full width of it with the band included, the airflow band. So let's take the top off, and they're boasting a 3D honeycomb surround airflow, and there we go, as you'd expect from Thunderhead Creations. Very similar, familiar build deck that you'll begin to, get to know. This is also squonk ready. There we go, there's a squonk pin already installed. As you'd expect from Thunderhead Creations, a really high standard of finish to the product, and the machining on the product is second to none. Nice big chamber here. It's going to create some nice big clouds, and drip tip looks really nice. I'm a big fan of these like chunky drip tips. As this is 810, you can swap this out for one of your own personal preferences. I personally like this one, it looks really cool, so I'm probably going to keep that in there. And there's your airflow band. I just move around quite simply, quite straightforward. Probably need a little bit of e-juice on there just to move it around a bit easier. So, it's brand new out of the box, so it's a little bit tight. If it's not in something, screwed down to something, sometimes these things are a little bit tight to get around. Let's just screw it down, and there we go. Put it back in. There we go, and she should just click in. There's a right way and a wrong way. It looks like I'm getting the wrong way all the time, doesn't it? A little bit of juice there, I'm sure it's going to help it really get into the right position. Very sexy. This is matte black. Not sure if it'll come in any different colors. So let's get down into the build. Unfortunately, this didn't come with any coils, so I got some from MDV. So these are Scepter de Dragon. So it's Crown of the Dragon. Some really cool little coils. And chuck a couple of these bad boys in. I'm recommending us to cut them at 5 millimeters, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I get my coil cutting tool out. I just like to use the same one, it's what I'm used to. And get my little clippers out, Coil Master clippers. One leg, 2 legs, off they go. And coil placement can be a little bit tricky sometimes, so just line it up, see which ones you need to undo. Get your Allen key tool and just loosen them up slightly. Don't need to go all the way. These coils are quite thin, so you can get them in pretty easily. I got big sausage fingers, I'm always saying, so I like to use my coil jig to be able to hold it in place. So, get it in there nicely and tighten it down. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, always remember that. My grandfather taught me that when I was a kid, never forgot it. So So if you're having trouble ever remembering which way is tight and which way is loose, righty tighty, lefty loosey. And you know, it really makes a big difference to the end reading. You know, if it's really tight or not, it's going to make a big difference. So let's get it straightened up, nicely centered, so it gets in a nice honeycomb airflow. Make sure the other ones are tightened down as well. You don't be losing any screws. You don't want to screw loose. I got a couple of them. There we go. And let's see if this one needs a little bit more of a tighten up. And straighten her up a little bit more. Looking good. There we go. You know, I can't stop playing with these things, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit more straight, a bit more in the middle. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Nice and centered. A little cut out there, you might be able to see it. You can certainly line that up with the airflow. And straight in at 0.2, you know, it's probably going to change. And you give it a bit of a pulse. Bit of a scrape. And this one's lighting up nice and quickly. Makes a difference using quality coils, doesn't it, you know? There we go, she's lighting up nice and quick. This is a 2.5 diameter, so obviously it's going to heat up nice and quickly, other than a 3mm, which is going to take a little bit longer. You're going to get a bigger, quicker response from a 2.5mm coil. There you go, it's lighting up nice and quickly. A few more pulses, a few more scrapes. Sometimes it gets a little bit out of line when you're heating, so I like just to adjust it slightly. Another little quick pulse. Remove any little hot spots that might be lingering around there, and you know, looking good. And you know, as you can see, things tend to move around a little bit. Make sure this is really nice and tight. And it seems to be good. As you can see, she's lighting up nice and evenly. Glow from the center, which is what you're looking for. You don't want it to be glowing on the outside to the inside. It's always from the inside to the outside. Yeah, looking good. So, cotton time. This is the cotton we're going to be using, Pro Vape cotton, 2.5mm. I like to shred a little bit off, so get it down to around 2.3mm. So thread it through. Be very delicate with your cotton. Obviously cotton is very delicate. You don't want to be mashing it around too much, you know. This is what is going to be wicking up your juice. Measure it down to the edges, measure it down to the bottom of the tank. Just with the edge of the scissors, and trim it down. And the same on the other side. It looks a little bit long, but you know, we can always trim it down if we need to. And with the needle noses, we'll just trim it out, thin it out a little bit. Get it nice and, you know, fluffy out on both sides. A little bit of downstairs action. There we go, nice and fluffy. Now, a little bit of a trim off. Get it back to the length it needs to be. Don't take too much off, so you got the nice little fluffy ends to it. And the other side. There we go. And then we get the needle noses, and Let's get the wick down into the wicking holes. The build deck has quite a large area there. It takes around 2 milliliters of e-liquid in there, so you know it will take quite a lot of wick down in there. But you can overdo it, so you know don't be putting too much down in there. You know, just enough to get down to the bottom should be enough there. I like to, if it's a 2.5 millimeter diameter, I like to put around 2.4, 2.3 millimeters diameter of cotton in there. Like that, you're gonna get all that nice popcorn kind of action going on when you're vaping, you know. So both sides down, both sides in. Time for juice. So I've got this strawberry cheesecake. I'm a glutton for strawberry cheesecake. A little bit over the coil and the cotton on the top here. You know, not in a hurry, not in a rush. Take your time. Let the cotton absorb all the liquid. Get it right down in there. Get it ready for a little bit of a fire, so that the cotton can absorb it all the way through, all the way into the center. There we go. Wow. That's quick. And there we go. So a single coil, 0.3 ohms, 45 watts. Let's see how it vapes. You can see nice thick, rich clouds, really good flavor, really nice coils. Thank you so much for these coils. I'll be giving you a nice review on those. Really good flavor, nice liquid, and the tank, well, really good airflow. Need to cut it down slightly actually. It's a little bit too much airflow for me. So let's see how that goes now. Much better. So altogether, fantastic little device there. Recommended to everybody. See you guys later. Have a good one.